If you've been following me on Instagram, you know that my weekends have been super productive lately. I think we sometimes get into this idea that the weekends are this dedicated time where we're supposed to get certain things done, but we're also supposed to take time to do self-care and to relax. But often we have these high expectations that really make us feel like we don't have enough time to get anything done, so that we either spend the entire weekend doing to-dos, or we spend the entire weekend vegging out. If this sounds like you and you would like to spend your weekends a little bit more productively with a little bit of pile A and a little bit of pile B to make the perfect weekend, then this video is for you. Hello, my charmed ones, and welcome back to my channel for another video. And if this is your first time with me, I would like to say welcome. My name is Alexis, but I'm also known as MissTrenchcoat all across the internet. I'm an online entrepreneur who designs and sells productivity tools, strategies, and skills to help you manifest success with less stress. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'll leave some links down below in the description box where you can check out more of my work online, and feel free to download some of my latest free productivity tools over at thecharmedshop.com. Okay, so weekends, we want them to be productive and relaxing, but sometimes we end up overdoing it on either the productivity or the relaxation. So what are you to do about it? Well, I've created a handy little checklist of 5 things to do for your body, mind, and spirit to help you have a productive weekend. Task number 1 is to decompress with some light stretching. So I realize not everyone is a gym rat or has an exercise routine, and to that I say to each their own. But one thing I really do believe that we should prioritize is our flexibility. I think that a lot of times flexibility is something that we don't really think about, but it is a really good measure of our overall health, and that will help to keep us more productive. So on the weekends, something I like to do, especially in the morning, you could do this in bed if you wanted to or not, is I like to take some time to really stretch out my muscles to make sure I'm keeping my muscles nice and loose, and to make sure that I still have like a range of motion. And it really does do a lot to help my body feel energized and to keep the flow of energy moving through my body. You could do this a few different ways. You can just do some simple stretching of your muscles. Anything that feels good and feels right to you is obviously going to be helpful. Or you can do a more formal routine via yoga or Pilates, whatever works for you. I just think that even if you're not someone who exercises regularly, keeping stretched and keeping your muscles nice and loose is a great way to improve and boost your energy. And your body will absolutely feel it in the best possible way. Task number 2 is to find a fun way to engage your mind. This could be reading, listening to a book on tape or a podcast, even watching some instructional videos, or doing a puzzle or a game with your family. But engaging your mind like this regularly helps to keep your mind younger and helps you to become a better problem solver and ultimately a more productive person. Task number 3 is to tidy up your living spaces. Now, I don't know about you, but I like to kick my weekend off by doing a little tidying. So that could be something like vacuuming, picking up things that are kind of just been left around the house in the wrong place throughout the week. But essentially, I like to do this because it really goes a long way to helping me feel like I'm able to make better use of my home over the weekend. There's nothing worse than feeling like your house is messy and then you can't like maximize your time at home for your productivity or your rest because there is a mess all around you. So depending on what your actual cleaning routine or schedule looks like, this doesn't have to be like a heavy duty cleaning. And for me, on a weekly basis, when I do this, I actually try to target different areas more specifically. So one weekend could just be vacuuming and dusting. Another weekend could be actually like deep scrubbing toilets and things like that. Or another weekend could be the windows or something like that. But the point is that I like to have a clean-ish home, maybe not perfectly clean, but a clean-ish home. And that really does help me to really feel like I'm using my time at home more productively because my home is so much more beautiful and it just makes me feel so much more relaxed. Task number 4 is to prep your meals for the week. I have been so into meal prepping lately, and I have to say, this has been my productivity secret weapon. In the last few weeks and months, I've been really into prepping all of my meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as opposed to like maybe just a few meals or just my dinners. And it really has gone such a long way for improving my productivity and quality of life. It is seriously a time, money, and calorie saver for me to prep all of my meals and just have them ready in the fridge. It takes me 2, maybe 3 hours at most, and I usually will pop on a book on tape or some podcasts or videos to listen to while I do this. So I am kind of, doing that whole 2 birds, 1 stone scenario with engaging my mind as well. And then all I have to do is clean up once, and then throughout the week, I have all of my meals ready, and I don't have to be doing dishes, every day because I have everything pre-prepped. It's much less dishes, I should say. So I have almost completely stopped eating out because of this. I've had an easier time dropping weight, and I have saved so much money. And it really does help me to maximize my productivity because as someone who works from home, when I am focused on work, I can just be focused on work and not feel like I need to cut my work short so that I can go and prep a meal and then clean it up afterwards, because all of that work has been done for me. So if you are not meal prepping, I highly recommend adding that to your weekend routine because it makes me feel so productive that I spend a few hours during the weekend doing that, and it saves me exponentially more time and energy through the week because I have it done. And task number 5 is to plan out the week ahead. Now, if you are not planning out your week ahead on the weekends, then you are seriously missing out on a prime opportunity to get yourself organized and focused before your week even begins. I love opening my planner on a Monday morning and seeing that I have all of my plans and tasks laid out. And even if I don't necessarily, exactly schedule every day of the week, what I tend to do is just take some sticky notes and give myself a rough draft of what my week should look like. That way, depending on how each day goes, I can adjust my plan as necessary. But it's so great to see my rough draft laid out in my planner before the week has even begun. Now, I know many of you might do your weekly planning on Monday morning, which I think is still great. But for me, when I plan on Sunday as opposed to the week of, I get so excited to actually see my plans laid out that I actually move into Monday more excited, more inspired, and more motivated to get things done. Okay, so that is my productive weekend checklist. If you would like the free graphic, I will go ahead and leave a link down below in the description box so you have that reference on your phone or print it out, whatever you want to do when it comes to your weekend planning. Of course, I would love to hear from you and hear what your non-negotiable weekend tasks are or what your recipe for the perfect productive weekend is. So leave me a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it with anyone you think would find it interesting. For more of the behind the scenes of my productivity, life, and business, including my very productive weekends, make sure you're following me on Instagram at MissTrenchcoat. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos by me, and until next time, bye-bye!